This lock is broken, which means you can't go in there. And there's nothing to examine here. There's nothing here. So, the only other way to go is upstairs. And you can see me sort of... Occasionally you might see me sort of fighting with the camera system. The camera does tend to get hung up on things, and it sort of creates this kind of effect that you get in Resident Evil where you can't see around corners. But you kind of get used to it. You can control the camera slightly, and we have music cueing that there's something, and there's something there! Some kind of thing with legs and no arms. Now these little guys don't actually do very much damage and don't really have a lot of health either, but we'll ignore them because we don't want to use up our bullets. Bullets are good, so we don't want to use them up just yet. Now, according to the Silent Hill wiki, those little guys with legs and no arms are called numb bodies. Now again, I think this official name is stupid, but luckily the fan base has given it a name of its own. It's called Fish with Legs, which I think is much more appropriate. Now, here we have a key which is underneath these wooden things. Now, unfortunately she can't reach it, and it's too much of a pain to move the boxes because Heather Mason is not like other video game protagonists. You see, if it was Gordon Freeman, he'd just smash the boxes with a crowbar. If it was Super Mario, he'd probably butt slam the things, or if it was any other character, he'd probably just pick up the boxes and move them. But not Heather, no, she's beyond that. She's risen beyond the typical video game protagonists. She will find an alternative way to bypass the boxes. Anyway, as you can see, most of these doors are locked, and we can pretty much ignore the guy trying to kill us, the little fish with legs. It's not really a fish, is it? In fact, I don't think the fan name is very appropriate. It's more appropriate than numb body, though. Like numb, it's supposed to be numb as in numb sensation, and then body, which I think is dumb. But anyway, here we are inside a bakery, and what is in the bakery? A flyer. Toasted bread. Everything on sale. Not like the other bakeries where the bread is not for sale. And there's nothing really significant about bread, unfortunately. But there's nobody here, so you might as well take it, Heather. Anyway, we found a pair of tongs. And this will help us. Oops, I pressed the thingy there, the action button there, and yes, anyway, now we have the tongs, we can go back to the place and get the key, because now you can reach underneath the thing. I'm just looking around to see if there's anything else to go into. I mean, I said that the maps... Oops, there's a building there, but there are two big guys in the way. Two vaggy mouths, because they have vaginas for mouths. See what I did there? Not very good with names, but I just think trying to come up with better names than the official names. And the only other shop we can go into is this one that they were outside of, but alas, it is locked. So we need that key. We need to go back to the place with the thingy-majigs and get the key. I'm not very good at sort of commentating, am I? Thingy-majigs. And I could kill this guy, but I choose not to because firstly it's a waste of bullets, and secondly enemies do respawn. So unless you like need to sort of be in the room for a while, there's no real need to kill the enemy. I mean, now we're here, let's use the tongs. I got the key with tongs. Tracer tong. Does it say anything on it? It says it is the key to my bestsellers, which is the bookshop that we tried to get in earlier. So let's head back outside And as you can see, suddenly there are loads more enemies. They just came out of nowhere. Oh shit. Better run. Again, it'll be a waste trying to fight them because that will use up precious bullets. And again, much like Resident Evil and I guess most of Silent Hill as well, is the best strategy for dealing with these monsters is to simply just run away. And now we're inside the bookshelf. I mean bookshop, not bookshelf. Bookshop has bookshelves, yes. Oh, the books are very interesting. What does interest Heather? Does she have any hobbies? Other than sleeping in burger shops? Okay, I found some bullets, and there is a thing here which says fair is foul and foul is fair. Put these books out of order. And there's a keypad here, but we do not know the code. So it is our job to find out the code. Luckily, the code is in this very room. And here we have some books on the floor. A bunch of Shakespeare books. And the game makes you pick all of them up individually, as if you need all these books to do the puzzle. So I'm not sure in what situation would you ever want to just pick up just a few books. But I guess I can't complain too much. And we had to put the books in some kind of order, but what order? How do we know which order they're supposed to go in? Well, as you can see, there's some stuff written on the backs of these books, on the spines. So we have to arrange it so we can see a number. As you can already tell that there are some numbers here. We've actually got most of the books in order already. I was just guessing most of it. But anyway, we've got the code here. 3879. Now, if you chose hard riddle mode, that white piece of paper on the wall would actually have references to actual Shakespeare novels, and you'd actually have to read which order they came in and put them in the order. And that's actually kind of difficult if you don't know the basics of Shakespeare's stories. So you actually have to know about the plots of the stories it's written. But we'd have to do that now.
Hey, wait! What's going on? Where is everybody? Those weird monsters?
They stole my eyebrows.
Come to witness the beginning. The rebirth of paradise, despoiled by mankind.
Spoiled or despoiled?
What are you talking about?
Don't you know? Your power is needed.
How should I know?
Your power of sleeping in burger shops.
I am Claudia.
So what?
Remember me, and your true self as well. Also, that which you must become. The one who will lead us to paradise with blood-stained hands.
Claudia, right? Did you do all this?
It was the hand of God.
I don't get it.
That's probably the best response you can get out of that.
What does she want me to remember?
Anyway, yes, now we notice the strange noises. Things aren't quite right, and things are starting to get a little bit creepy. So, let's see what's going down. Let's see where Claudia went. And once again, most of these doors are locked and broken, so you can't ever open them. I just wish they'd just put less doors in there. It means I'd have to do this less often. Oh, it seems like the only place to go is down the elevator. Elevators are not normally good news in Silent Hill. Actually, no, that's a good point. We're not in Silent Hill. Yes, I forgot to mention that. You're outside of Silent Hill because Harry took you away from there. Yes. And yet there's still monsters everywhere. How can this be? Because Silent Hill's supposed to be a creepy town. Happy Christmas! I mean, birthday. I mean, here's a radio. Sorry I couldn't get you an iPod. This is all I could afford. Anyway, now we have a radio with the old static thing. Get a room, you two. Jesus. Ugh.
Is this a dream? It's gotta be. Not even a kid could believe in this. But when am I going to wake up?
Well, now we have entered the nightmare world. The fucking zombie dog came out of nowhere. Okay, so we're in the nightmare world, and everything has gone broken. And we have lots of zombie dogs. And zombie dogs like to eat things, and they won't. Sometimes they won't attack you until they notice you, and you can't go through this door. They're not really zombie dogs. I think they're just called dogs. They don't do too much damage, but they're fast and they're annoying. So, ow. And these doors are locked to shit. Now, apparently, the fact that their heads are split down the middle, they're called two-faced dogs, or two-headed dogs or something. They're supposed to be evocative of Cerberus, and to symbolize the fact that you are entering hell. Something silly like that. And here we have a room with nothing. Oh, there's plenty of things on the shelf. Look at this. Plenty of health drinks. Look at those health drinks. Drink. And we're still okay for health, so we don't need to use them just yet. And yes, the thing about Silent Hill, the whole point of Silent Hill and some of the night aspects of the nightmare world, and yes, this ampule will heal you a lot. I'm just showing that there. Yes, the thing about Silent Hill is the enemies are supposed to be representative of the character's deep psychological traumas. And here's another save point, which Heather will mention. I'll just save the game here for a bit. I keep interrupting myself. Again, like, the enemies are supposed to have some kind of symbolism. Like I just said there, the dogs are representative of hell. But I'm having trouble sort of thinking what the other things are representative of. I mean, if you look in the wiki, it gives you pretty good explanations, but I just don't really buy it. I mean, you have the nun bodies or the fish with legs, and that's supposed to be representative of, actually, if I tell you, it might be a bit of spoiler, so I won't. The big guys, the veggie faces, the closers, are supposed to be... They're supposed to be representative of, like, an abusive abusive parenting with the big arms. And the vagina faces are maybe symbolizing the sexual abuse or something, but again, I don't really buy it. It just seems like a big guy with giant arms and a vagina for a face. I'm sorry, I can't really look past more than that. I never seem to have this problem with Silent Hill. It seemed much more clearer, the symbolism there. But yeah, see, how does that guy represent anything? It's just a big guy with a vagina for a face and huge, giant bandaged arms. Anyway, these guys, like I said, they're huge and they're very easy to avoid, so I just tend to avoid them if I can. At the moment, I'm still not sure what to do, so we're just exploring, trying to see which rooms we can go into and where we can't go to. Again, plenty of doors that are locked and broken. And here we have a room. A well-lit room, surprisingly. A warning about lights, and there's some supplies. Can't say no to bullets. And some first aid. Now, the thing was warning us to turn off the lights. So let's turn off the lights. And this reveals a torch. Or a flashlight. And now we can see things better. Which is handy. You have the option of turning it off, I think. You have the option of turning off the flashlight. And apparently that makes enemies less likely to see you. But hell, it never really seemed to make much of a difference from me. There's some guys there, and the door is locked and broken, and there's a zombie dog, and that guy almost got me, but luckily I outmaneuvered it. So even when it's like that kind of closed environment, you can still sort of outmaneuver the big guys. And the zombie dogs are more of a threat than he is. Anyway, here's that bit where we were in before, the clothes shop where we met the first enemy. And we've got a coat hanger for our troubles. A bulletproof vest. This thing's quite good. It protects you against damage from all sorts of things. The only downside is that it lowers your running speed. I'm trying to find it here. It's in under items or supplies, and it's under items. So if you equip it, it'll protect you from damage, reduce the damage you get. But as you can see, it lowers your running speed, which isn't too much of a problem. I can deal with it. That noise is supposed to scare you and serves absolutely no purpose other than to fuck with you. It has no significance. It doesn't indicate anything. It's just a noise of something breaking and falling over. Do not be alarmed. Actually, no, be alarmed. That's the whole point of the game. Scary! Okay, so we are looking at the map, and I'm wondering where to go next. I've notified which doors you cannot go into and which you can. So, and I've looked at the map, and I've noticed that I missed the women's bathroom. So I'm going to head back in that area. Fucking dogs, man. So there's a little bit of backtracking involved. It's not as bad as Resident Evil in backtracking, but I would say it is much easier to get lost. I'm just bad with directions, and it nearly got me there. But I don't know. I tend to find that in Resident Evil 1, and I guess 2 as well. I haven't played that in a while, but you get a lot of backtracking, and the whole point is to revisit areas and things like that. But here you don't really get to say much of that, and I prefer it that way. And here we have the bathroom. And there doesn't seem to be much in here. Except for this! Bleach. Someone's in there? Apparently so. But we've got the bleach, so we don't want to disturb them anymore. Or do we? No, we don't, because they're not here. Yep, that's it. There's no one in there, and let's just move on and never mention it again. I'm looking at where else to go. So there's some more areas that I haven't gone to. At the very least, it's good that the map sort of marks which doors you've tried and which doors you haven't. Again, as you can tell, even with the slowness of my bulletproof vest, there is no problem in outmaneuvering the big guys. And here we are in a new room. Doesn't seem to be much in here. But there is a ladder up there. Now, in order to bring the ladder down, we must use an item of some kind. And we use the coat hanger. Except we can't use it here. I think I'm standing in the wrong place. I go back and have to get in the right position to use it. I'm thinking a bit far away, so let's move our character a bit. This is just out of reach for hand, but if you use the coat hanger, you can bring it down. Now you might think that coat hanger isn't necessarily your first choice for something to pull down a ladder, but It reminds me of this. There's a puzzle in Silent Hill 2 where there's a blocked garbage chute and you need to unblock it and get the thing inside to flow through the chute. But you can't use your weapon, like your stick or anything, to shove it down. And you're thinking, well, all I need to do is something to push it. And it turns out what you have to do is the most abstract thing. You have to find a 6-pack of soda and throw it down there. Like, you could use anything heavy, but for some reason the game wants you to find soda cans. And suddenly we find dead bodies everywhere. This door is broken. Broken. Gasp. There is a TV. Let's catch up on the latest TV. Wow, this show fucking sucks. Yes, indeed, a sign of things to come. Actually, no, a sign of things that already happened. Anyway, I think we've made some good progress today. I'm going to use this opportunity to save at this save point. I think now is a good time. So, I'll save the game here, and I'll catch you guys next time on Let's Play Silent Hill 3.